Coming up on this week's Falcon Fever.
Freshman baseball player Dustin Cowart earns Peach Belt honors for the second time this season after a big win for the Falcons.
Plus, see how the Falcons fared in the Peach Belt Conference men's basketball tournament.
And we have an interview with head coach Danny Young as Montevallo gets ready for the NCAA Division II men's basketball tournament. Falcon Fever starts now. Hello and welcome to Falcon Fever. I'm Devin Cooley.
And I'm Sydney Fields. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let's get things started with a recap of the Falcons' run in the Peach Belt men's basketball tournament.
Each game was a nail-biter for the Falcons as they made their way through the tough competition.
It all started with a matchup against Francis Marion. The Falcons got off to a blazing start, taking a 28-11 lead to begin the first half, but Francis Marion battled back with a run of their own to cut the Falcons' lead to 3 before the half. Each team would make a run for control of the game, and the Patriots gained a 3-point lead of their own from there. Montevallo used their free throw shooting to take the lead and seal the win 85-80. Larry Slaughter earned his second double-double of the season with 21 points and 12 rebounds. This would mark Coach Young's 300th win as a head basketball coach at the collegiate level. The action would only get tougher for the Falcons as they faced GRU Augusta in a semifinal game that would turn into a thrilling classic. After scoring the first 4 points of the game, the Falcons found themselves in a 17-6 hole. But Montevallo battled back, and GRU would maintain a 4-point lead heading into the half. The score would remain close throughout the second half as both teams would prevent each other from having more than a 5-point lead. In the final moments of regulation, with Montevallo leading by 2, the Jaguars tied the game and drew a foul with just 0.6 seconds left to play, but failed to hit the free throw, sending the game to overtime. Both teams would score crucial baskets as the game was sent to a second overtime, and then the Falcons would finally pull away from the Jaguars, outscoring them 18-9 to take a 96-87 victory. Teran Brown had 27 points and a PBC tournament record 13 assists. This would mark Coach Young's 250th win as Montevallo's head coach. After coming off an instant classic with a double overtime win against GRU Augusta, the Falcons set their sights on the conference title game in the final game of the PBC tournament. The Falcons took on number 1 seed USC Aiken out of the East Division for the PBC conference title. The Falcons battled tough through the first half, being led by guard Teran Brown with 11 points. The Falcons saw a big help from its reserve players who combined for 18 points, which led the Falcons to being tied at the half 30-30. The major story of the second half was Teran Brown being in foul trouble for the rest of the game, which kept him on the bench until 3 minutes remained. In the final moments, USC Aiken player Devontae Wright hit a clutch shot with just 30 seconds remaining. Montevallo then had 3 chances at the rim in the final seconds, with Teran Brown having 2 3-point chances, also a tip-in by Silas Mills, but they could not find the bottom of the net. Montevallo fell to the Pacers 61-59.
The Falcons open up the regional tournament against conference foe Georgia Southwestern. This will be the third time the Falcons have met the Hurricanes. The game is scheduled for tip-off at 11 a.m. When the men returned home, Falcon Fever correspondent Marcus Sanders got a chance to talk to Coach Young about this weekend's tournament.
What can your team take from the PBC tournament?
That every game is going to, be a very close game, and we're one of 64 teams left playing, so we've got to be ready to play every night.
Which was tougher, the physical challenge from GRU or the mental toughness from Aiken?
We're both awfully tough because it was both 2 really physical games, so I would have to say they were both about the same. I think our fatigue from the double overtime definitely played a factor in the championship game, so it just was just 2 different teams.
How has your coaching strategy changed from the regular season to the tournament season?
It really hasn't. We just have to try to improve at what we do and what we can be good at, and try to make everybody guard us and not worry much about what they do, but more about what we do.
How does it feel to reach 2 milestones and 300 coaching wins and 250 wins for Montevallo?
That still quite hasn't sunk in yet, but that's just a great achievement for me and my team and the university. So it's been a really fun time achieving those goals.
Last question. What's the team doing to prepare for the regular season and now the tournament opponent in Georgia Southwestern first round?
Playing them for the third time, which is kind of stinky the way it does for for Division II and the regionalization thing, but we have to do it. We just have to, we split with them during the regular season, so it should be a hard-fought game, and hopefully we'll be a little bit more prepared and play a little bit harder than we did the last time we played them, and can come out with a victory.
Even though they are the team we don't play 3 times, do you feel a little bit more comfortable since you're playing a team that you have met in the regular season?
To be honest, I would have rather played somebody new, for some new motivation for the guys instead of thinking we're playing the same old teams in the tournament. Kind of makes it feel almost like a conference tournament the first game. 4 of the 8 teams are out of our league anyway in the regional, so if we win that, we'll probably end up with Augusta, and if we were able to win that, it's probably going to be USC Aiken.
Thank you for your time.
All righty, thank you.
Now let's take a look at tennis. The women's tennis team failed to nationally ranked Georgia College 5-4 in a Peach Belt Conference match March 8th. The Falcons won 2 singles matches and 2 doubles matches against the Bobcats. In the number 1 singles match, junior Nikki Polsarova won 6-2, 6-1. Junior Lucia Smizite took the number 2 singles match 6-3, 6-7. 7-6. Polsarova and junior Anais Robert won 8-4 in the number 1 doubles match. Senior Haley Highfield and sophomore Allison Howell took the number 2 doubles match. Then, on March 9th, the Falcons traveled to GRU Augusta to take on the Jaguars in another PBC match. The Falcons won 3 singles matches and 1 doubles match against the Jaguars, but lost the conference match 5-4. Polsarova won the number 1 singles match 6-0, 6-1. In the number 2 singles match, Smizite won 6-3, 6-2. Sophomore Juanita Osa clinched the number 6 singles match 6-3, 6-2. Polsarova and Robert grabbed the number 1 doubles match 8-2. The Falcons will hit the road this weekend to take on Georgia Southwestern on March 15th and Columbus State on March 16th, both PBC matches.
Now let's hit the field for some baseball updates. The team headed to the Peach Belt opponent Flagler College to face the Saints in a series on March 8th through 9th. The Falcons defeated Flagler 2-1 in the series opener after plating both runs in the top of the 7th inning. The team racked up another victory in Game 2, defeating the Saints 8-2. Game 3 of the series showcased junior Vinny Rodriguez, leading the team offensively with 2 runs, alongside senior Todd Thompson's single run. The Falcons dropped the series finale 13-3.
The Falcons were back in action facing North Alabama at home on Tuesday. The game started slow, leaving 0 hits for UM until the 4th inning. The Falcons plated 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th to trim the deficit to 6-3. Montevallo added 1 more run in the bottom of the 7th on an RBI single by Vinny Rodriguez. Though they had gained momentum, the team fell to the Lions 9-5.
Though the Falcons' 15-game winning streak against in-state opponents has ended, the players' honors keep rolling in. Freshman Dustin Cowart was named the Peach Belt Conference Freshman of the Week for the 2nd time this season. Cowart is 3-0 on the season with a 2.08 earned run average in 6 appearances, including 2 starts. Cowart was also named the conference's Freshman of the Week in the first week of the season. Congratulations, Dustin. And coming up for baseball, the men have a 3-game series at Columbus State on March 14th through the 16th. The team will then face West Alabama at home on March 18th at 5 o'clock.
And now let's move from the diamond to the golf course. The women's golf team traveled to South Carolina on March 10th and 11th to take part in the Hilton Head Lakes Invitational. The team scored 64 over par to finish 3rd overall in the team play, giving the Falcons their 2nd straight 3rd place finish this season. Freshman Elaine Wood led the Falcons, scoring 12 over par in 2 rounds, and placed 5th overall in the individual standings.
The track and field team is busy and heading into the busiest part of their schedule now, and look to make a strong showing this year. On March 14th and 15th, the Falcons will make the short trip to Birmingham to take part in the Birmingham Southern Invitational. Be sure to follow us on Twitter or friend us on Facebook for updates. And now it's time for our featured Falcon. Who have we got this week, Sydney?
This week's featured Falcon is Haley Highfield. Haley's the only senior on the women's tennis team, and she also leads the team as their captain. I got a chance to talk with her earlier this week about her tennis career here at the University of Montevallo. What got you started playing tennis?
I started playing when I was in 8th grade because my brother played. So I kind of quit softball and picked it up because he started playing.
When you say your brother played too, does he still play?
No, he doesn't. He plays like for the fun, but he played 2 years of college tennis and then he didn't play anymore.
So did y'all ever play against each other with friendly competition?
A little bit, but we argue too much. So he's 3 years older than me, but most of the time he beats me, but I have beat him before. So.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
And in playing tennis, what do you feel like the most important skill is?
The most mental. You have to have a good mental game and also physical ability also. So.
And when I was watching you a couple weeks ago, I noticed that you were really encouraging to your teammates. How do you feel encouragement plays on the court?
Oh, in tennis, encouragement is a big deal. And being team captain and leader, I feel like I have to step up and keep encouraging them because if somebody's close, encouraging can make a big difference in a match.
And you're the only senior. What kind of advice do you have to the upcoming captain or to the upcoming tennis players?
Just stay positive and keep them upbeat because tennis is just going to get better and better here at Montevallo.
What are your plans after college?
Hopefully grad school. I'm a speech pathology major and hopefully I'll go to grad school here.
Well, Haley, I wish you a great rest of the season and good luck in grad school. I know you'll do great.
All right, thank you.
If you have a favorite athlete that you want to see as our featured Falcon, let us know by contacting us through our social media. Now it's time for our Falcon Fever Fan of the Week.
This week's fan is Patrick Michael Johnson. Patrick is a former student and former cheerleader of Montevallo. Thanks for all your support, Patrick.
Remember, you can catch more Falcon Fever on YouTube and on social media.
To see current and past episodes of Falcon Fever, including extended interviews with players and coaches, just go to YouTube and subscribe to the Montevallo For You channel.
You can also friend us on Facebook to see more sports stories and more pictures from various sporting events. And if you go to a Falcons game, take a picture and tag us in it on Facebook, and we'll share it with the rest of our Falcon Fever viewers. And we might even use it on the next show.
It's true. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest Falcons news and tweets from your favorite athlete. Just search for @UMFalconFever.
You can also get more pictures and video on Instagram. Just search for Falcon Fever.
And last but not least, you can get extended coverage on MontevalloFalcons.com. There you'll find schedules, team rosters, live stats, and more. And that's all the time we have for this week's show.
Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure that you tune in again next week.